Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Citadel of NewChurch. I'm your host, Captain, here to go over our latest recap in the 5th round of the Minor League Clan Wars with none other than the Legacy. I'm not going to bother changing names this time because I just don't feel like doing it. And with that out of the way, we can slowly but surely make our way into seeing what all happened. As you can see, we won pretty decisively on percentage, but it did very well come down to the very nitty-gritty. They did have a 12v11 dip fail, but their 11s performed very well, so much kudos to them. We did suck very hardcore on the 9s, but our 10s made up for that pretty well, so that was actually really nice as well. As far as a couple people getting some 6-packs, we have Indominus Rex, we've got Alpha Raptor, we got Elisa, we got the Grocer, and I do believe we got one more. Oh, Dragon. And over here you can see as well that they were pretty solid as far as doing 11v11 for what little they had, because they had to do a couple amount of dips. So again, kudos to them. Very well done to them. For our first recap that we're going to get into, I am going to have to find him. Green Goblin. He almost actually got a 11v12. Only thing that kind of ruined it for him was the fact that it was time fail, not anything else. Granted that he's going into this multi-inferno, but needless to say, he did pretty well. He also killed like 20 plus seconds at the very beginning, establishing a funnel that he never actually needed for the queen. That could have been going on while the queen was walking, which I do believe is what Indominus Rex helped correct and all that too before the raid went in. But anyways, as you can see, the queen went into the narrow alley, got hit by the tornado. All these miners there by the eagle passed the expo for whatever reason, have to backtrack, and then they finally take it out. So when they finally get down there to the Inferno Tower, yeah, it's when they start getting picked off by that fast archer tower there. But needless to say, his queen was up, full heal, Grand Warden, full heal. If he had just the extra oomph to do it, he would have, but unfortunately, he did not. But again, Indominus Rex does the exact same plan, very well executed, so no disrespect to Indominus Rex as well, so kudos to him. Speed this up as well, but needless to say, establishing the funnel with the loons, taking out the early defenses, minions helping establish the funnel, queen coming down, healers in behind. The queen is going to step into the range of the CC. Very luckily, the multi is not going to be able to hit the healers because the air sweeper is going to push it out of range. The queen basically one-shots all that shit. The BK over there at 12 o'clock. Taking out all that shit. The Ram's going into the Tesla farm. Finally gets the rage. Going into the town hall as it goes kaboom. The tome is popped. As he does his miners over there at the Eagle. They also do the backtrack to the Expo, which was pretty hysterical. But anyways, loons coming in on the backhand side to take out that wizard tower, so that way they don't get the splash damage, and they finally take out everything, and kaboom, very well done to him. For our first... Oh, a little minor note. Just a 2% difference was away from our perfect. So, again, no disrespect to these guys. It was a good war. So, we're going to start with Shishui. He's going to do a hog attack. I do believe he starts over here by 10 o'clock. Yep. He's going to start a little naked queen for the moment. Or, not naked. A queen without any proper funneling beforehand. She's just going to go in willy-nilly. So she's going to slowly but surely start making her way in before he starts establishing the funnel for her to go in. He's going to wall break her in directly at that bomb tower, so she's going to take the jump at the air defense expos to go into the Eagle. Slammer's taking out some defense as the baby pops behind. Slammer gets a decent amount, and as soon as that air sweeper was finished is when the loons finally come out, which is very nice, so it takes out all of those defenses. Doesn't matter that the queen is taking them out. Max loons are just going to basically wreck in a rage. Now that the CC has been pulled, hits the rage, gets the poison drop. Unfortunately, the witch is kind of a witch and stays outside of the poison range and somehow walking outside it right here to keep spawning skeletons to his annoyance. Thankfully, she's in the rage with the Grand Warden to help eliminate her and taking them out. The baby is still doing work over there by 12 o'clock, which was pretty sweet. Goblins were still in the CC somehow, so then he's going to start a couple bowlers down there at 8 o'clock to help establish the funnel to keep her churning forward to take out that eagle before he drops the hogs. BK being the tank for the bowler so they can keep walking. And then as soon as she's about to retarget towards that air defense, should be the next defense, is when he's going to do the hogs. So that way all of them are going to stick with the defenses. She's going to move towards that air defense and then next to the queen. Pops the ability to take her out. And then at this point, she's basically useless, and all that's left is basically the hogs. He still got the king and the bowlers behind doing cleanup, so that was very nice. Only annoying building left for cleanup was the dark barracks there, obviously, but the hogs are just going to basically retread to that. He still has the heal in the bag, which takes out this entire compartment. The queen was basically swag at this point. The tornado trap was kind of poorly placed, because as the hogs are going around the Inferno Tower, they're basically still attacking it and removing it. So, not the greatest place for that, but I see what they were trying to do. But again, well done to Shishui. For our next attack, we have Chastity Foil. With his, he kind of botches the Electron, but he does get a nice little value to a degree with the dragon. No, the loons that are clone. Sorry, thinking of a different attack. Dragon does take out the CC. The queen is unfortunately limiting the loons going out to the eagle. The dragon does not go towards the archer queen, so he comes on the outside. He doesn't even get to the archer tower before he bites the dust. So he's going to have to unfortunately do the Sui heroes before the queen or anything else of more value was taken out. Establishing them over at 2 o'clock, baby at 3 to get the funnel. Sole purpose of the king is to tank, as the queen is hopefully to get those 2 air defenses. She also snags that expo that's targeting the king for revengeance, which was really nice. And then when he's ready, he's going to start his Laloon down here by 6 o'clock, going counterclockwise. Queen gets the vengeance for the baby that just unfortunately bit the dust. She goes to the air defense, takes that out with her ability, and then with her ability takes out the expo before locking onto the wall instead of the cannon, clearly right next to her, and dying. So the one hound takes 2 Sams, which is really nice. Loons are coming in slowly but surely in behind. With the hounds that are unfortunately popping slightly early, he builds up so many pups and minions to accrue that when everything goes through the core, the queen is going to target a whole bunch of loons, and all of those guys are going to collapse directly on top of her, basically rendering her useless. Tones the ability so that way the loons can keep floating even though she's trying to take them out, and then as everybody collapses on her, she bites the dust pretty hard, hasting the loons into this back end with that wizard tower hitting them, but then drops the heal, so it's basically useless at this point. Just a slow but steady cleanup at this point. So again, well done to Chastity. Could have been a little bit worse with the dragon trying to float off into outer space, but hey, we take what we get. So again, well done to him. For our next one, we're going to have Susco Green. Despite the fact that we have very openly admitted that we hate bat spell spam, here I am showcasing bat spell spam. Can't help it if a base is basically opening itself up or asking for it. So doing the bat spam over there at 12 o'clock basically removes 2 of the air defenses, gets 1 cannon. Nope, doesn't get the other cannon. Anyway, getting early cleanup over there by 12 o'clock, dropping the BK, dropping the archer queen. King is the tank. Queen is to try to go towards the counterclockwise motion, but unfortunately she has weird AI, wants to go to that archer tower over there at 10:30, and then backtracks to the wizard tower, she only gets 4 defenses, which was really sad. The king actually did a majority of that work. Pops the ability, she backtracks the other way, so that way the cannon, the archer tower, and the wizard tower are going to smoke her before she can even get the wizard tower. I can't quite remember at the moment which way he comes in with his Lalo. I thought he started over there at 12, but I guess that's just more cleanup. Yeah, he does start over there. Okay. So he's going to slowly but surely start drifting over here towards the 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock range. Loon's going into the Teslas. Drops the blimp. Has a nice little disco spell happening right there. Has the poison and the freeze for the CC, so nobody really gets harmed. Hasting the loons into those expos. Max loons and the dragon finally popped out of the CC, trying to drop the poison. Those loons over there by the eagle are unfortunately going to bite the dust, I do believe. Everybody slowly but surely at 6 o'clock, making their way around clockwise. Oh, they do get the eagle at the last second. Sweet. But anyways, anything that's over there right now is basically going to bite the dust. All those loons are going to slowly but surely bite the dust as well, trying to get over there. Speed this up. Dragon is stuck on the BK, and with the loon's dying body, they tank for these minions that are unfortunately going to eat this red bomb as they all collect. So only 2 remain. Thankfully, he still has his big dragon over there at the town hall to help remove that. And at this point, simple cleanup. So again, well done to Cisco Green. For our next attack, we have number 9 with WBW. He's a newer member of our clan. Very well with his attacks. Kudos to him. And with this one, he does his BK as a helping the funnel. The golem going in at the mortar at 4:30, trying to help establish the funnel. The only purpose is for the ram to go in with the AQ behind, so that way she is not in the range of this Inferno Tower. Golem was slightly in there for a second, I do believe, if I was paying attention before I hit the screen. But anyways, dragon pops out, drops the poison. Dragon targets the queen, and then the loon, and then the baby, but all of them are still in the poison, so she's fine. Ram is still making the distance. Drops the rage. Out pop the bowlers. Nice little heal right there, so when they go start to move forward towards that CC, they're going to get all of that defenses. And I do believe they retarget to that air defense to help take that out with their last dying breath. Yep. Queen gets the Inferno and the Expo, and the way that she targets this wall is actually kind of nice for the backhand Laloon. Help speed that up. So his Lalo is coming in from 5 o'clock going clockwise, soaking up all those nice traps for these loons, so that way they're just going to wreak havoc. Somehow a random pop triggers one of the random red bombs, which was really nice. Still has 3 haste in the bag. Pops the ability to help speed up the loons, hoping that he gets the cleanup, but unfortunately not so much. The queen is going to take out that Tesla, and they get stuck on the town hall. He starts swagging because he already knows that he's got it. Granted, I'm not quite a fan of the swag, but hey, it happens. The hound does eventually pop as well to help further speed up his cleanup, and well done to him. For our next one, we have Elisa with number 12 on Bird Person, which... yeah, wubba-lubba-dub-dub. She's going to do the Stone Slammer Electron. Gets a couple defenses, back-end loons to take out that Tesla, and hopefully the mortar. Air skeletons are popped, so they're also going to be affected by this Electron when it finally goes. 2 red bombs were actually popped, which was really nice. Out come more skeletons, so again, the E-Drag is going to have some fun with it. He is going to have to drop a freeze onto the AQ in this baby to help speed up the dragon taking them out. He does get it with his last dying breath, and then he finally bites the dust. I do believe he drops his heroes over there by 2 o'clock to establish the funnel. Unfortunately, the baby's also going to bite the dust, so the queen is going to walk clockwise as the king actually does what he was intended to do. And then once he's ready, drops the cleanup over there at 12 o'clock, and then he's going to come over here with his Lalo. Hound is still soaking up more of the red bombs, so all these loons are going to go unanswered. Slowly but surely making his way, hastes them through this Inferno Tower. Hound is still up at full health, basically. Dropping another Hound over there at the 2 air defenses. The one Hound takes both Sams. Or as I say that, I noticed that it was each one. But anyways, still has 2 hastes in the bag. Still has a Hound up that needs to pop, so just lets it float over there into the single Inferno as well. Still has the 2 haste, so it's more than dandy to get it. Speeding them up to help with the cleanup. Speed this up so that way you could see that it was very well done. Speed, well done. For our next attack, we have Grocer at number 15. Trying to get an early little funnel going on with that wizard to take out the drill. His only purpose is to take out the drill, so that way when the AQ is to march towards that air defense compartment over there at 6 o'clock, she's not going to go anything weird. Nicely done is the archer tower and the air defense, so everything in there is hopefully to get taken out without pulling the CC, which is right there at that immediate tile that she would stand at, which is really nice for us. So to speed this up, because the BK is just going to beat on this wall to his death, basically. AQ doesn't quite get the other archer tower before she finally drops because of the single, but it is what it is. So Lalo's coming in at 4:30, going counterclockwise. Blimp in behind. So with the way that this air sweeper was aimed at, it actually pushes all of those loons that pop out of that into the haste, or in the rage, into the haste, go into the air sweeper and Inferno tower, so that it's no longer an issue, and all those back-end defenses that were once forgotten are removed as well. As he's going still counterclockwise from 12 onward down, still has a hound on the air defense. Those loons are going to go next to that, and as soon as it drops, that hound is hasted into the next one. Hits the SAM, ready to pop right when the loons are about to collapse. So again, GG from here on out. And with the swag haste. So again, well done to him. For our next one, we're going to have NewChurch on number 23. I think he forgot that the lightning spell was buffed to the fact that at Town Hall 9 you only have to drop 2 lightning spells and it takes out an air defense. So the earthquake was just basically swag. I don't think he really used it for anything of solid purpose. But anyways, he could have brought in another haste, maybe even another bat spell. But BK goes walking off into the distance, pops the AQ so that way she's down to 2 shots. Takes out the wizard tower, gets stuck on the storage, about to die before he starts his Lalo. She survives the whole raid. Here comes the hound from 7:30, collapsing directly onto that cannon. Oh, she did get the archer tower. Sweet. But anyways, hounds are still flying in. They're going to tank for the archer queen. The only thing that would potentially remove her at this point are outside bombs, but with my attack that I went in fresh, I accidentally soaked up the quad bombs that they had on either side of those air sweepers, so my hogs were fresh bacon. Drops the bat spell to help tank for the loons coming in at the expo. Everything's going to collapse into this air defense. Hasting those loons over the wizard tower, trying to help keep him distracted, so all these pups, bats, and stuff, minions are well distracted, so everything can keep collapsing further. Still has the heal, haste, and an earthquake for whatever reason. At this point, it's just swag. So again, well done to the NewChurch. For the next one, we have Green Never Dies. I do believe this was another Lalu, because he has 2 ground expos, and I think this is another one worth the CC of a hound. He's just basically asking for an air attack. I do believe the Archer Queen dances a little bit, then she follows behind the BK, if I remember correctly. Okay, I'm a dirty little liar. She follows for a moment and then follows directly behind her own marchers. But anyways, she removes the mortar. The expo is going to unfortunately remove her. I do believe he starts his Lalo over here at 11 o'clock. Nope, I'm a dirty little liar again. He starts at the 6 o'clock range. Drops the hound, gets the hasted loons to take out that air defense. So everything is just going to start going counterclockwise. When that air defense drops, this nice hound pathing right here goes directly over top of this wizard tower, archer tower. So everything that goes to these defenses, going to remove them. as all of these hasted loons are coming into the base itself. The queen is just going to get smoked. I do believe she jumps the wall to try to help hinder these skeletons. Yep, she actually jumped in her death motion, which was really nice. But anyways, all these loons are collapsing at random defenses at different points in time. So there's nothing that any of these remaining defenses can do about it. He has 2 hastes and a heal for swag. At this point, it's basically cleanup. Don't mind the swag because I do believe he does it in this raid. Yes, he does. Well done to Mr. Green. And for the last one, we have my own attack on number 25. This was a fresh hit. I do believe I start just with the cheap archers in the corner huts to make sure I don't time fail, because I have been very known to do that in my own attacks. I do the 2 archers over there at the builder hut at 3 o'clock, trying to take out this town hall. Unfortunately, the one triggers the Teslas, so the other one's just got to sit there and simmer on the town hall all to itself the entire raid. Getting the wizards down for an early funnel. All might was after with those wizards there at 4:30 was to take out the dark barracks, so that way when these troops are to collapse at that wizard tower, archer tower at 4:30, nobody is to go counterclockwise. The nice Teslas outside make sure that the wizards, they're going to remove that air defense there at 6 o'clock, so nobody could even march around that direction. So I got a P.E.K.K.A. along with me, so everybody's just going to go core diving at this point. I do believe these bowlers, yes they do, they soak up that giant bomb. Sucks to be me, but hey, they somehow survive as well. It's a damaged CC, so a nice poison placed takes out both of them, or both them and the AQ when she finally decides to march forward. Dropping the rage, dropping the heal, so everybody's just going to collapse directly into both of those. Just sitting on my loons, taking my time, just deciding if I really feel like starting over by 3, but I do end up deciding at 7:30 to go clockwise. Nice little skeletons have popped and trying to take out the bowlers. P.E.K.K.A. is the one actually tanking for these loons with that wizard tower, archer tower. Goblin in for cleanup. And before the wizard tower has time to really, yeah, there he goes. He finally tries getting the loons, but unfortunately they're just going to take him out. A couple more loons over there by 10 o'clock. AQ finally gets through the wall. Hopper ability that helps speed up those loons. Still have plenty of wizards and loons in the bag, so everybody's just going to slowly but surely clean up and collapse over here at the 3 o'clock region for the 2 Teslas and the town hall that the archer was still at. And with that, that ends our recap for this war. Again, very much kudos to them. They did come back strong despite having to dip as much as they had to. So I wish that our 9s did a little better than we did. We only had 4 this war, so granted, you had very limited numbers to play with, but they also cleaned house with theirs. I think they only had 1 time fail, so again, very good war for these guys. Would love to do another friendly war in the future. Would like to make an offhand remark that they once had a member, I think the week before our friendly war, there was a former member of the Legacy tried to join our clan. Very confused what the hell was going on. I'm not sure what the details are about that. I know the admins were involved. I'm sure the Legacy is very fair play, but needless to say, would like to reiterate, NewChurch is anti-cheating, anti-modding. We do not condone any of this. We only like the penises inside our mouths. And with that, I hope you have a good one.